Carlo Ancelotti, Real Madrid, the Brazilian Federation, and more. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. Today guys, many things to say, from Carlo Ancelotti to Xabi Alonso, also something to mention on Jurgen Klopp, Antony, and also signing for Man United. Let's jump into it together. And so guys, let me start today's video by mentioning my last trip. It was a busy week. Arsenal, Paris Saint-Germain on Tuesday, then Barcelona, Inter on Wednesday, and yesterday in Sevilla for Betis, Fiorentina. Antony scored. As you maybe saw on my social media accounts, I had the chance to meet with Antony. It was a big pleasure, really, in Sevilla. Then before the game, after the game, he scored. And so beautiful performance by Antony, a beautiful goal with his right foot. And so important moment, important season for Antony, second part of the season on loan at Betis, 10 goal contributions. What happens now, guys? One thing I can tell you is that last night in Sevilla there was Manchester United co-director Christopher Vivel in attendance to follow players, as he always does, and they always do at top level, but also obviously, they are monitoring the situation of Antony at Manchester United, a player they have on loan at Betis and lose completely different player now in Sevilla. On Antony case, guys, we have to be patient because Manchester United are fighting to win the Europa League, access to the Champions League. Betis are fighting to win the Conference League, but the second tie against Fiorentina is still absolutely open, so we will follow the situation. But what I wanted to say about Antony is that nothing will be decided now, so nothing will be clarified now because both clubs are really focused on the present, and then after the outcome of the European competitions we will understand more. But for sure the desire at Betis is to do everything possible to keep Antony at the club. So Betis will make an effort, Betis will try to keep Antony at the club. We will be following the situation to see what's next for the Brazilian winger, but for sure Betis are more than happy with the player. And yesterday there was also Christopher Vivel in attendance for Manchester United. One of the big stories of the week, guys, is on Carlo Ancelotti, Real Madrid, the Brazilian Federation, and more. Let me clarify something, guys. It's important to mention this story. First of all, what's the status of the story? After being verbally agreed between Ancelotti and Brazil, but then on the verge of collapsing because of what happened between Real Madrid being involved, also with Real Madrid being involved in the story for the exit process of Carlo Ancelotti, there was a lot of confusion around this story. The status of the story as of tonight is that Brazilian Federation have decided to wait a little longer. So while on Tuesday night they were considering to break the negotiations, so the situation got really tense, they have decided now, after meeting together, after discussing together, to wait a little longer for Carlo Ancelotti. How long? We will see, because in these days there will be more conversations, more opportunities to clarify the situation. Waiting what? Not waiting for Ancelotti agreement, because the agreement between Ancelotti and Brazil is done, is clarified, is absolutely okay. It's just about to be signed, but to sign, obviously, he needs the green light from Real Madrid. And so Brazil are not waiting for Ancelotti himself, because Carlo already agreed on everything. Carlo already started preparing the list for the Brazilian national team for the June games. Carlo already started discussing with the federation about the staff of those he was to bring with himself in Brazil to prepare the future World Cup. But they need to wait on Real Madrid. An important, really important thing to clarify. The relationship between Carlo Ancelotti and Florentino Perez remains excellent. The relationship between Carlo Ancelotti and Real Madrid remains excellent. So Real Madrid were just not happy with all the leaks from the Brazilian Federation, and also Real Madrid were not happy with the timing of this story, because Real Madrid wanted to discuss this story closer to the end of the season. They are still competing for La Liga, so Real Madrid were not so happy with the timing. But it was not a problem between Ancelotti and Real Madrid, between Florentino and Ancelotti. No issues, no problem. The relationship remains excellent. It's just that Real Madrid want to be respected the time scale of this story, because it's really important also to respect Real Madrid. So Ancelotti and Real Madrid have always been expected to part ways at the end of the season, and that's still the case. The expectation is for Ancelotti to leave Real Madrid at the end of the season. But for this Brazil story, is Real Madrid who want to dictate the timing of the exit process of Carlo Ancelotti. What does it mean? The contract they have, one more season, the timing when Ancelotti goes to coach Brazil. So all these steps, Real Madrid want to have a final say on how the process, the exit process will be. but it's not a problem of relationship between Ancelotti and Real Madrid. That's important to say, and that's something I expect Carlo Ancelotti to clarify also in the next 24-48 hours when he will have the chance to speak in public ahead of La Liga game. I expect Carlo Ancelotti to clarify that the relationship with Real Madrid is very good, but that's what I'm saying, not what Ancelotti is saying. The expectation is for Ancelotti and Real Madrid to part ways, and now to try find a way also for his exit, with Brazil waiting. Then Brazil can't wait forever, so Brazil can wait a little longer. Otherwise, if they can find a way with Real Madrid involved, they have other coaches as candidates, including Jorge Jesus. But the contract of Ancelotti is ready. It's just ready to be signed. So it depends on Real Madrid. It doesn't depend on the agreement between Ancelotti and Brazil, because the agreement Ancelotti-Brazil is ready. Depends on Real Madrid. On the replacement for Carlo Ancelotti, guys, important to mention that I keep receiving many questions on Jurgen Klopp, guys. What I can tell you, I was checking on this story already for weeks because we had this rumor for a long time, but what I got on this story of Jurgen Klopp is that there is some people at Real Madrid having a high opinion of Jurgen Klopp, really appreciating Jurgen Klopp, but at the moment I'm not aware of anything advanced, also because the agent of Jurgen Klopp has already gone public and clarified how happy he is at Red Bull, just arrived a few months ago, taking care of the project at Leipzig. For example, I'm told that Klopp had a direct contact with Cesc Fabregas a few weeks ago to speak about the Leipzig project. Cesc, at the moment, is still decided to stay at Como. That's the position of the coach. That's another story, but it's showing you how Klopp is involved in the Red Bull project. So that's the story. I'm still told that internally at Real Madrid, they consider Xabi Alonso as the man for the job. So Real Madrid still believe Xabi Alonso is option number 1, 2, and 3 to become the new head coach. Then we have to wait, also in this case, for the exit process by Leverkusen. But the agreement between Xabi Alonso and Real Madrid will not be a problem. So we will be waiting for the following steps with Ancelotti and with Xabi Alonso. Then, guys, one more to mention is a signing for Manchester United, is a signing for the future, and is Enzo Kana Biyik. Is a striker playing for Le Havre, 18 years old, out of contract, free agent, with many clubs interested in the player. Many clubs in England, in France, in Germany. Many clubs wanted to sign him, but Man United have reached an agreement with the boy. So there is an agreement between Man United and Enzo. The player is ready to sign the contracts as soon as everything will be okay. Man United believe this is a really, really good talent. There were many clubs interested, but Man United, after Chido B. Martin, after Sekou Kone, after Aiden Haven, they want to invest on top talents for the academy and for the future. Enzo Kana Biyik is one of them. There is a verbal agreement with the player, waiting also in this case for the formal steps, but for sure Enzo Kana Biyik is a here we go, and is one more talent to add to the youngsters' top talents project at Manchester United. And so, guys, tell me your thoughts on all these stories from Antony, what should Man United do and Betis do, but also Ancelotti, Xabi, the situation of Jurgen Klopp, Enzo Kana Biyik as part of Manchester United project. Guys, I wait for your comments. Here as always, remember to like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel. See you soon. Ciao.